All right, so hi everyone. My name is Gabor. I'm born in Hungary, and I came to this country like 5 years ago-ish. I'm a professional poker dealer. People who knows me maybe gonna laugh now, but I try to do my job, but I still can't lose myself. It's like the funny part and sometimes the silly part of me. I think it's always gonna be there, even if I'm doing like a professional job. It's still like sometimes too much fun and too much joke. But how does it started? It was my birthday, I think around my 22nd or 23rd birthday, and they made actually a poker tournament, like in that, like in that year, the poker getting like it's like it's going everywhere on the TVs. It's like getting more attention in poker. So yeah, so around like 2003. So they said like, okay, let's get for a tournament in the pub. It's like they organized a poker tournament, which was like, I don't know, it's like £5 in forints buy-in, and all the guys came together, and that was my birthday. It's like, all right, why not? And after, we had like a small card room in my city, and when I went there first, it's like, I don't know, like people talking about poker, it seems to me like they are not from this planet, because I didn't hear this expression before. It's like, I had two pair, and like somebody revered me from the button, and like from the cutoff, and it's like, what the hell are they talking about? Obviously in Hungarian, but I had no clue what are they talking about. It's like, all right, it's interesting, I want to be part of this thing. So I started to go there, and I met interesting people and started to know the game much better, obviously, and started to be better and better. But it was much harder than we went to play the first time, because people knew what they're doing, So I was like, I watched the Rounders, actually the movie, I thought like, oh, this is really clever. It's like, I don't play under pocket jacks and like shit like that. And if I got good cards and I going for two pair or straight, I thought this is like, wow, I know much better now poker. But now look back, it's like, it's such a bullshit actually. I played like 4 or 5 times a week, like almost every day a tournament. But it suddenly turned to, I couldn't get in the money, like at all. Like I always get in the bubble, like I don't know how many times, like in 1 month maybe I did like 15, 20 times bubble the tournament. And that says like, I was like really unlucky. So I always, when I shoved all in, somebody called me, I had the better hand, and actually most of the time I lost. It's like, how is it possible? Like, I think I'm playing good, and I can't get in the money. So it stopped to being profitable. In that time, I'm running a tattoo studio back in Hungary. I owned it with my friend. He was a tattooist. He was a tattoo artist. And yeah, that was really, really good times. I'm playing guitar in that time, playing in a rock band. So basically went in the tattoo studio, practicing my like improving my guitar playing poker online. And when somebody came in, customer, I just chit chat with them and make some money. So it was like kind of like easy life. And I started to think about like, I really love poker. I don't want to, get rid of poker, but maybe I'm not, not enough good player. So let's try another side, and let's maybe try to be a dealer. Then in the same environment, but on another side, and I'm making money. I asked them if they need dealers, and I started to work like one shift when they didn't have enough dealer, and after another shift, and after I became kind of like like in a card room, a full-time poker dealer. It was a part of my lifestyle and hobby as well. And it was really cool because we went to the club, like, how is this? It's like, look back now, we didn't have like basically supervisor or like boss. Obviously we had owners who like told us like, okay, go here and do this, do that. But it was always like, If somebody wanted to finish earlier, then another dealer says like, okay, I need the money. I work today, you work tomorrow, and then I'm just finished, and I went and still late register for the tournament, for example, or just went to the smoking room and played rummy with the other customers. So basically we were friends, you know, like we know each other. It's just, yeah, it's not that big city, so yeah, everybody know each other who play in poker, you know. That's kind of sad story. It's quite long as well. I'm not like I don't want to talk about it. I had a fiance back in Hungary, and it didn't came up too well. Yeah, we ran away first to, it's a funny story, we went to Ireland, we went to Dublin to live there, put all our stuff in one car. I drove to Dublin for like 2 days, and next day, we slept there one night. Next day she started to cry, I want to go home, I want to go home. We packed our stuff and went back home. I know, it's funny, isn't it? I mean, look back, it's funny, but it's probably really sad, isn't it? So we came here to London, rented a room with called Hungarian Lettings. It's a company, just rent a room. I started to work in a Holiday Inn. It's, you know, just like for agency job, basically for minimum wage. She obviously didn't work. So I went to work, and so basically 2 weeks later, the girl, I finished my work in Gloucester Road in a Holiday Inn, called her, like, darling, I'm finished work, I'm coming home, I love you, blah, blah, blah. And when I came home, there's nobody there. She left the letter, like, I'm really sorry, but I can't live here, so I went back to Hungary. By myself and working in a fucking hotel, I don't even know what I'm doing there, and all my family, all my friends, everyone, you know, in Hungary. So, yeah, it wasn't easy. And after I don't know, I Googled stuff like, okay, London poker. Like, you know, I thought like, okay, I got a certificate. Maybe can make obviously more money than minimum wage in a hotel. They had a WSOPE. So we went there, and I saw it's like fucking nice Phil Ivey there, and, you know, like all the big names. They playing, I didn't work there at that time. And it's like, okay, I just put my CV there. And I don't know, maybe like a week later, maybe maximum 2 weeks later, I had a phone call. If you're still looking for a job, it's like, you can come and interview. There was 8 people there with me, so 8 of us. And it was funny because I used to learn English in the school, in the grammar school. But, you know, I used like, maybe in holidays, obviously. But, you know, you know how it is when you have to speak English with like English person, or you just like on holiday and you can ask like, where can I buy a beer or bread or whatever. So it's not the same thing. Anyway, so I went for an interview, and I took my little certificate, which is like obviously in Hungarian, you know, and I show it to them, and it's like, I don't know what is that, we don't need that. And it's like, okay, you have to do a table test. And it's like, okay, no problem. And I sat down on the table. It was actually, I did, I think, 2 hands. And after he didn't say a word, it's like, okay, let's go back. I was like, okay. And I asked, like, how was it? And he said, like, yeah, it was all right. At the end of the interview, oh yeah, in that time, I think I was the only dealer from the 8 who is not from this country. So all English guy and me, yeah. And in the end of the interview, they said like, okay, you, like 5 of them, not myself included, like 5 of you, can you start on Monday? I think it was Thursday. It's like, can you start on Monday? It's like, oh shit. It's like, you know, I didn't make it, but it's all right. I'm gonna, you know, practice my English and I do it next time. You know, oh, I didn't give up. And after, he just turned to me, you're coming tomorrow and start tomorrow, Friday or Saturday night shift or whatever, it doesn't matter. And I got a job, and next time I started, I see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's like, then everything changed. So I was thinking before to, you know, go back to Hungary, and I don't know, because that seemed like the easiest way out, you know. But when I got the job in the Empire, that was a very, very big help, and that's why I'm still here. And I think it depends where you want to be a dealer. Back in Hungary, back home, we had quite big cash games, like here is like £2, £5, and back in Hungary it's like really limited people can play that much, you know, like can afford for buying for like £2,000-3,000 in forints. And when I used to deal there, I get used to it. Like people who are like, I know from my city, they played as well, and they came from the capital. It was quite alright game. Anyway, so when they lost on the river, for example, somebody got shot and they lost on the river, the guy just, you know, just took the cards and just throw it in my face and said like, I can't say what, but you know, it's like, you know, like very bad things. And I couldn't say anything because if I don't want to do it, then another gonna do it. And even the owners, they can't rid of the guys because it was, I don't know, maybe 20 people who can afford to play that much. So they made obviously very good rake, you know, have very good money from that. So they can't say like they would say in the Empire, it's like, all right, you barred and never come back, because it's in Leicester Square, it's in London, it's 10, 11 million people live there. So coming another 10, another 20, another fish, another big guy, you know. But here, when I started here and I saw people actually appreciate when you good what you're doing, like you quick and you like sometimes you're a little bit funny and like socializing with the guys, they really appreciate it, and I love that part of the job. So I think you need a lot of patience, you need human people skill for sure, because to learn how to deal the game is not a big thing. I think it's not that hard. But to deal with every day with the people who's like, for example, they losing, they grumpy, they hate their lives, they hate you because you put the card. And I feel bad when like people who are like, they lose and they have the better card and they lose, you know, I feel bad. I know it's not my fault. Like, mate, it's random. And after I started to think like, okay, he's a clever guy, you know, he knows it's fucking random and it's nothing to do with me. But a lot of people don't know, even here. But they don't tell you of that much and like, you know, that rough, because if they do, they're gonna get barred and they can't come back. So that's really good in this country. I don't like it's. I can't see any chance of progress. So I can't see I can go up. So I don't. And I don't have to use my brain too much. You know, when you dealing 1-2 Texas Hold'em 40 hours a week, you can do it with kind of closed eyes or very bad hangover on autopilot. You don't need to think about it. You're just doing it, and it's getting like, you know, it's like some people. No offense, but some people are just doing a job, like basically wake up, go to the job, come home, I don't know, the wife, beat the kids and go to sleep, and this is the same day. So I don't want to do, I don't like, only thing I don't like, I just doing the same thing every day, because I'm just bored, you know, I want more. I love the Empire, it was really good thing for me. I paid my debts, I met the love of my life, but, you know, I don't want to get old there and be a poker dealer. After 5 years, the best thing of my job, when I'm going on a table and I see like X and Y, you know, like these people on the table, and I know it's gonna be a fun, basically socializing. I hate to be myself. I hate to be alone. I hate it. When my wife is working and I'm at home by myself, I just like probably just go and play poker or do something, but be with people. I love to socialize and I love to meet people, interesting people, and talk to them, and, you know, let's see, how they think about word or what, anything. So I was a very good water polo player, and I know how much work I had to put in to be that good and be in the national team and be a very good water polo player. And for example, I love cars, and always had cars, and like everybody said like, oh, you driving like really well, you know, you're really good in this. But I just remembered like how long I have a driving license, like 15 years, you know. So I'm practicing actually 15 years, because every day I'm driving, or I'm doing like water polo like 5 hours every day training. Did it for like, I don't know, like 13 years. you know. So you really have to afford to be good at everything. I know a lot of players, they losing a lot of money, but they still don't understand they doing something wrong. So I realize I'm doing something wrong, and I want to learn from my mistakes. I think that is really important, not just in poker, in the whole life. You know, if you not enough good at, just don't force it, or just learn from your mistakes and just like put some work in it, and after it's getting better and better. And I see now the progress is getting better and better. So maybe one day. I think few, like, I don't know, for example, 5-6 years ago, poker was a very new thing. A lot of people liked it, you know, so like, you know, you can watch in a TV programs and like they show it poker, like the professionals, and people like movies coming out, you know, about poker, and people liked it, and they started to, it's like, okay, I want to do that, you know. It's like, you know, be a rock star. Everybody, like, you know, every guy when he's born, like, I want to be a fucking rock star because it's really cool. I want to be a poker player. It's really easy. It's not. Trust me, it's not. But so I think around like 5 years ago, if I can say that, poker was easy. Like, if you know what you're doing, like ABC, how, you know, they call it, like, if you played ABC poker and you had some patience and some little bit bankroll, you didn't have to work, and just like you can live from poker. In this country, I don't say, and for example in the States, not in my country, but I see a lot of players who's like used to start obviously with Texas Hold'em, and now they want to play Omaha. And after I saw a lot of people on the table, even on the iPad or whatever, playing Chinese poker against each other, you know, for money. I never played, so I don't know how it is, that game. But I just see every day people are like, you know, playing different game, because they playing this game every day, and maybe they get like a little bit bored of it, because they're good players and they know what's going on, and like every day, you know, the same still is a job for them. And they're looking for something else, and like, you know, they can improve it, like for example in Omaha, or for example in Chinese poker or whatever. And for the live casinos, I think it's very hard, because online poker or even roulette or whatever, it's much quicker, you know. It's like, we know in like live poker, a good dealer can deal like, I don't know, maybe 25 hands an hour. I just said something like roughly, because they're thinking blah blah blah. But online is like, that one is like 60. So it's much more, you know. And online, you just need a program and need programmers and like a network, but you're not paying that much, you know, people. So you don't need basically dealers, for example, which is obviously cost money and a lot of employees. I don't know, maybe it's gonna be later, like just casinos, when they got like, you know, when on the ships they got this poker game, and you got just a monitor and you're just pressing the buttons. So basically a live poker, like a real poker table, but it's no dealer. They just playing on the screens. In one moment to another, like suddenly I just asked her do you want to marry me? Basically I proposed in the half time of the Chelsea game, and she said yes. And before that, I was never thinking I'm gonna ask anyone, like, I mean, I didn't know I want to be married, you know. And when we talked about it, she felt the same way. And anyway, so about back to the chips. So we booked an appointment in the Islington City Hall or Town Hall or whatever is it called. We have an appointment, but money income went down to the half of it basically. And we talked about it, and we said maybe we shouldn't do it right now, because we can't really do it how we want to do it, like, you know, make a party or invite people because of the money. And we both agree, like, okay, maybe we can do it later, but you know, we can move the appointment in a year's time, like anywhere. And it just never happened. So she just never canceled the appointment. And 23rd of June in 2012, that was our appointment. It was still booked. And we woke up in the morning together. I was off, obviously, day off. And woke up and we had a breakfast in bed. You know, it was like, I don't know, like 7:30 in the morning, 7:30 a.m., maybe 8 o'clock, something like that. And we looked at each other and it's like, okay, shall we do it, or shall we go or don't go? Like, you know, what we should do. And I said like, all right. And I got this poker chip. So just flip it. And if it's lands twice, we're going and get married. If not, we don't. Not now, at least. And I flipped the coins twice, and this both time came, and we didn't have witnesses. So it's like, oh my God, it's like we got an appointment less than 2 hours later. We decided to do it. We got an appointment. We can go, but we need 2 witnesses. Like, okay, what the hell to do? And I called Chris Russell, and I can't remember if I woke him up or you know, he woke up or he didn't go to sleep after his shift. But I said, mate, 2 hours later, at 10 o'clock, I'm gonna get married and you are my best man. Like, can you come? Can you make it? And he said, it's like, you're kidding me. He's like, if you're joking, I'm gonna slap you. I said, no, I'm not joking. I'm serious. It's like, okay, I'm gonna be there. And after we called Marina, and she said, yeah, no problem, I can come, but my little daughter is with me. I'm looking after her now, so can she come with us? I mean, with me. And we said like, yeah, no problem, just make sure you get there. And we just ran to the, you know, ordered the cab, dressed up, get into the cab with the, I don't know, butler's JD, and ran there, and Chris, Marina, and the little girl been there, and we get married. So we gambled.